Hello, my earthling peeps out there. I'm outdoors today, and my hair is down. Florida, finally a little cooler. Yay! And I broke a couple nails last night, so during the Halloween party, but oh well, it is what it is. Anyways, today I'm going to try to make this short and sweet, okay? I have what is called two-way radios that I got pretty cheap. And I got it because I learned that other people like to use them as part of a way to help tune into frequencies that are uh, out there in the cosmos with our benevolent beings. And it's not something where I'm sitting there all day and talking on it, and you have to be careful. There's certain numbers patterns you can't put in there because you don't want to accidentally tune into emergency services and that, so you should definitely read the guidelines and that kind of thing and that. But so I made sure when I put these numbers in, I would be careful and anyhow, I just will, like, a lot of times I'll turn on my two-way radios and send out a message of love, light, peace, happiness, joy, gratitude for any connection and that, right? And you have to be in the right frame of mind, because if you're in a lowered frequency, like say you had a spat with, I don't know, your significant other or whoever, right? And that, well, your energy is going to be lowered, and they resonate at such high energy that, so if you go and you say, oh, welcome to the cosmos, and that, sending out light, love, and happiness, although I'm not that happy right now. Maybe you're not saying that, but you're thinking that. You might not get a response at all. And sometimes you can be in a great mood and not get it, not because they're not listening and that, but, sometimes the response is later, or they might want you not to become too dependent on the two-way radios and want you to remember to listen to them when they try to communicate with you telepathically. So anyways, but what was interesting today was I was all happy and feeling calm, and like I enjoyed having my little Halloween thing yesterday, but a little tired today. But I sent out this nice lighthearted message, just sending out love, joy, gratitude, all that to my star people, brothers and sisters of the cosmos. And then I didn't hear anything back right away, and I wasn't surprised by that, because that's usually the way it goes. Sometimes I've had it right away, but not always, where the radio will just do a kind of sound. And what happened was today, it was quiet when I got done, and I didn't think nothing of it. Sat down, had my cup of tea, put on the YouTube to check out stuff, and all this stuff pops up about all these things, and so my energy, I started to get had some concern, and right away then my radio started going beep 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 beep, with the distorted sound and that, and it would go, it sounded like Morse code, right? And I was like, dang, I wish I knew Morse code. But then I got this message intuitively: you don't need Morse code to, you don't need to understand it to know what we're trying to tell you. And I got this, that yes, we do hear you, we love you, and we care about you, and we just want you to know to not let yourself go there. Don't let yourself get so consumed by worry and that, because it's not going to do any good. And it's funny, because all my life my mother would always tell me, what's worrying going to do for you? It's not going to change the situation. It doesn't help anything, so why worry? So basically it was kind of like feeling that kind of thing, right? But it's not that they're ignoring us either. They can't get involved, our cosmos brothers and sisters out there. They can't get involved in our human matters. That's basically what they were letting me know. And again, and I know I sound like a broken record, but this is what they keep saying. Until we can learn to coexist with each other and get past our differences without it turning into all war and stuff between us. I'm not talking about the wars of countries, but the wars of just people on a personal basis. And a lot of it is, unfortunately, the internet. The internet has become a cesspool of arguing and fighting and gaslighting and all that stuff. And what does it do to our energy? Brings it right down, right? So, and they can't connect with us if we are not willing to, um, you know, get past this stuff that we're hanging on to. This, you know, this, I've got a grudge against this person, that, or if, like, sometimes when I've tried to communicate and I'm like so depressed and sad and that, well, it's not that they're not trying to connect with me, but it's that I'm sitting there and I'm so lost in my feelings and woo 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 and all this, that I'm not even hearing them when they are trying to, like, maybe they're not connecting through my two-way radio, but they can't even, because I'm so caught up in my own thoughts and my own sadness or whatever, that I'm actually blocking any communication or intuitive messages they're trying to give me. So anyways, that's my message for today. And just that, again, love and hate can't exist in the same space. So we got to find a way. You know, it doesn't mean we have to run out and hang out with people who, you know, are not exactly, you know, full of loving us back or whatever, and that. But we do have to have love for people maybe that we don't get along with. We don't have to hang out with them, and we don't have to approve anybody, especially anybody who's doing anything terrible. But we can't hold hate at the same time with love. The two just don't, you know, they don't mix. You either have got to fill your heart with love and forgiveness for those who say are so anti-love, or if not, then, you know, if you're going to want that connection with benevolent beings, you know, you might get some kind of connection with some beings, but they might not be benevolent ones. Basically, not when you're holding on to hate and anger and all this. But a lot of times that's why, like, we're trying to get in contact with benevolent beings, and that if we are just so lost in our thoughts, whether it's anger or sadness or whatever, they are resonating at such a high frequency that if we're down here resonating and they're here, we're actually putting a block with our contact. So anyhow, that's my message for today. I don't want to go on too long, and yeah, so and just try to hang in there. I'm trying to too, trust me, I'm human, and I was having my moments and feeling like, oh my gosh, you know, but, you know, as they say, and always, and as my mom always says, you know, there's no point in focusing on it and worrying over something that you can't change. You know, that, you know, what's that going to do? Absolutely nothing. It's just going to consume you more, and not good for your health, not good for your mental state, not good for your emotional state, any of that. Okay, so there you go. So I will send out a little light language, and you guys have an amazing, wonderful day, evening, wherever you are. Aramahiyasu no heyatu moheyahiya. All right, you guys have a beautiful day and evening, or wherever you are. All right, bye guys, love you.